Okay, the Red Wings are playing the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. Here's some game information. Hurricanes are 15 6-6, good for 36 points, third in the Metropolitan behind the rolling New Jersey Devils and Pittsburgh. You guys saw Jack Hughes had a record 6-minute and 3-second shift against the Islanders. In that period, actually, he skated 8 minutes and 19 seconds of the last 10 minutes. That was pretty wild. And he scored a goal. So the Red Wings, 13-8-6, good for 32 points, and that's fourth in the stacked Atlantic Division behind Boston, Toronto, and Tampa. Now, Canes are 10-3-5 on the road. That accounts for the majority of their points because they've played 18 of 27 games on the road, soon to be 19 of 28 games. Wings are 7-4-3 at home, basically a split home and away. Gambling information. I don't do this enough. Puck line. Canes -1.5 plus 148. Wings +1.5 -184. Straight up, Canes are -176. Wings are +142. Over under is 6. If you want to bet the over, it's -105. Under is -115. An interesting bet that I liked is the goalie prop bet for Husso. I believe it is for saves. Over 29.5 is -118. Under 29.5 is -105. The Red Wings allowed 32 shots a game. Hurricanes average 35 shots per game. And Husso is at a 2.56 goals per game click. So 35 minus 2.5, that puts him at over 29.5. If he is playing, Hurricanes get 35 shots and he gets 2.5, allows 2.5 goals. We'll see. Hurricanes are a pretty good team. Offense for the Red Wings is Perron, Larkin, Raymond. I think that's the same as the last game. Kubalik, Rasmussen, Suter, Ernie, Kopp, Sundy, and Berggren, Veleno, Sarnik. That line has been fantastic. Sarnik had an assist on Larkin's goal after a takeaway. Also, happy birthday. He turned 30 yesterday, December 12th, so good for him. Hopefully you had a good time with your friends and family. Defense pairings. Schrott, Seider, always number one. An adjustment is Wallman and Hronek. Mata is still out. He does not have COVID. Detroit Sports Nation thinks he may be back by the weekend, but he's still out. And the third pairing, Osterley and Lindstrom. So watch out for that third pairing. Mata is a good defenseman, and Osterley and Lindstrom are not the strongest in that area. Another news, Kampfer has been recalled because Hag was sent to the IR. I'm not sure what his injury is. Okay. Now I want to talk about Alex Ovechkin for a second because he is approaching the 800 goal threshold, and one more interesting fact that I'll touch on in a second. Okay, so FanDuel has Ovechkin at +420 to hit 800 goals against the Red Wings. Now they play against the Red Wings on Monday, and he has 3 games between now and then. He's currently sitting at 797 goals. What's more, this is the fact, is he's 3 goals from tying Gretzky's empty net goal record of 56. He has 5 empty net goals in 30 games this year out of his 17 goals, I believe, which has surpassed pretty much his pace of 9 empty net goals in 77 games last year. Missed 5 games. I don't know why. He's usually completely healthy. Now, what do I have here? Now, could Gretzky have played more as a goal scorer and had a higher total? Yes. The man played in every situation, though, and you see that in his assist record, 1963, points per game number, 204, and shorthanded goal number. Actually, he has the record for most shorthanded goals. I think it's 76. Ovechkin has 5, but he doesn't play on the penalty kill. So the record for most goals is, I think, 894 in roughly 1,400 games played by Gretzky. But Gretzky accumulated 2,900 points by getting a shit ton of assists and goals. So he, like you see with McDavid this year, he can score when he wants to, whereas Ovechkin is obviously maximizing the amount of goals he can score. But that doesn't change the fact that Ovechkin is probably the best pure goal scorer of all time because not only does he have a hard shot, it just seems to bulldoze through whatever it hits, and that's why he's been able to accumulate so many goals on top of being healthy all the time. So Ovechkin's probably going to cross 800, break Gordie Howe's record of like 804 goals at some point in the next 15 games, most likely. And he will also tie Wayne Gretzky's empty net goal record at 56 because he's sitting at 53 right now. And he might do it against the Red Wings because he's going to play them in 4 games. So in honor of Gretzky being amazing, I'm going to discuss some of his records really quick because they're honestly insane. So most shorthanded goals, 73, 19 more than Mark Messier, who played 300 more games, 23 more than the GOAT, Steve Yzerman of the Red Wings, who played 27 more games than Gretzky. Most assists, 1963. That is good for 1.32 assists per game. Can you imagine that? Easier to score back then, but it doesn't change the fact that he was better than everyone he played against and with. 724 more than Ron Francis, who had 1249 in 250 more games. That's some perspective right there. Most goals, as I mentioned, at 894. So, again, Ovechkin is 97 behind him right now. And most points at 2,857. Nearly 1,000 more than Jagr in 250 less games. It's insane. Playoff performance, tied for most game-winning goals at 24 in 208 games. Holy shit, that's a lot of playoff. Most goals at 122. Most playoff assists, 260. So his combined points are 1,016 goals. Number one, 2,223 assists, number one, and 3,239 points, again, number one. For reference, he's 16th for most playoff games played. I think Nicholas Lidstrom is sitting around 4th all time. And then the last thing is he has the most hat tricks, or he has the most games with 3 or more goals. I don't know. It's 50. I don't know how many games he scored, 4 goals or 5 goals. I didn't research that, but just wanted to shout out to Ovechkin because he's about to across 800 goals and the empty net goal record. Fun fact or quick question, who do you think has a record for 3rd most empty net goals? I'll give you a second if you want to pause. He used to play for the Red Wings. It's Marian Hossa at 40. All right, that's it. The game is going to start in 55 minutes, I think, so try and get this up on the tube as fast as possible. Cheers. Let's go Wings.